your mind about passing Solidarity's anti-evictions bill in light of what we've seen in this country in the last week, where we've had a man murdered in Cork who was homeless, another person has died in Dublin, we've had children eating their dinners on pieces of cardboard in front of the GPO, we've had RTE showing kids in their school uniforms queuing up for food with their parents, not just for that night, but for their lunches the next day because they're homeless. Now, if you're not sickened and appalled by that, ordinary people certainly are. There's a Facebook page, to give you an example, called Protest Against Homelessness in Ireland. It has 33,000 members. It was only set up less than a week ago. 1,500 are joining it every day. They've called a protest on December 5th at noon. And they can't understand the business as usual attitude in here. In fact, why the two big parties can't even be bothered to press a button to vote on important issues. But what they can't understand is why evictions are allowed to continue, and only for the intervention of volunteers on the streets and ordinary people. Actually, there'll be a lot of families starving, literally. And the sites, are you ashamed? Are you disgusted? Are you ashamed by what you've seen shown on television and then
English
photographs?
will take this question, I understand.
Again, there's a couple of questions. That the legislation for around renting was updated in July, and there'll be another renting bill coming through the Houses in the months ahead too, and we'll discuss all this again. At that stage, there was clear advice taken that we couldn't deal with the amendment you had around people who wanted evictions before they sell their house as well. Number two, in relation to families and children on the streets, we're very clear, and you're very clear on this, that there is no reason for any children to be on the streets. The supports are there for families in temporary emergency accommodation, be it in family hubs or commercial hotels. And
please,
again,
let the Minister answer.
The supports are there. And every budget for the last 3 or 4 years, we've increased the funding this area.
It's not in order. It's not in order. It's not in order, Deputy Coppinger, to accuse. It's not in order. Please, Deputy Coppinger. Please, Deputy Coppinger, will you resume your seat? It's not in order to accuse a colleague of lying. It is not in order, Deputy Coppinger.
Let
the Minister respond. You finished your response.
No, I'm not. Just in case there's any doubt. What I'm saying is, it is not business as usual. We have just passed.
Please. Please.
Homeless Americans is your raison d'etre.
Deputy, please.
Would
you stop? Deputy Coppinger, please don't force me. Please don't force me to suspend. Resume your seat. Resume your seat when the chair is on its feet. Resume your seat, please, Deputy. Please don't make me. Please don't make me suspend the House. Show some respect. Minister.
Can I just, to be very clear on this, we take this very seriously. The House has just passed the largest housing budget ever, with a concentration of extra resources and extra money, focus in on the extra finances there to focus in on catering for families who are who haven't got a house today. All the supports are there for an emergency accommodation, be it in a family hub or a commercial hotel, and all the other supports through all the various departments, social protection, health, education and so on, are there to support families as well. We recognise and we accept there's not a house for everyone straight away. That's why we step in with all the emergency supports. And that's what we try to do. At the same time, now the majority of families who present as homeless every week are found a house quite quickly. And in most cases, we're able to intervene and prevent them from going homeless in the first place. That's very different to the way it was 2 or 3 years ago, because this House does take it seriously and has allocated the money and the resources. And again, a new outreach team has been given, now works in the streets of Dublin, through the Simon community, working with people who are homeless, who are rough sleepers as well, to make sure they don't have to be on the streets. And that's what we're doing. And at the same time, trying to build more houses and find more houses to house families. But there are accommodation solutions there for people who find themselves in an emergency situation.
Coppinger, you accuse the Minister of lying. It is completely out of order. I would ask you to withdraw that accusation, please. I would ask you. No, I'm asking you to withdraw. I don't. Look. We don't need any help from that side of the House. I don't need any help from that side of the House, please.
Count Corla, the Minister gave figures that aren't true.
Would you please resume your seat?
You asked me, would I withdraw?
Well, yeah. Will you withdraw, please, the statement that you've made?
OK, he told an untruth then.
Right, thank you.
Yeah?
Right.
Same thing.
Right. Resume your seat. Resume your seat. We're not having you're
First of all, it is not the largest budget in
Please. No, you are making a farce of this session. Please, please. We don't need comments from the government side of the House, and we need you to resume your seat and let business proceed. Please. You can make a complaint to the Committee on Procedure if you wish. You can make a complaint to the Committee on Procedure. Now, what do you want to clarify?
To be very clear, I've actually said, and I'm right to say this, the largest housing budget ever is going through the House at this moment in time and has passed here on budget night as well. That's what we're doing, because we do take it seriously, and it's not right to say that I'm telling an untruth, because I'm not, and I wouldn't. Thank you very much.
No, please, go, resume your seat. I mean, you're disrupting that. You're being disorderly, Deputy. You're being disorderly, Deputy. You're being disorderly. Deputy Matthew McGrath, please.